come and study with Tanzania Institute of Education.
Hello students, my name is Mr. Gaspar Amiri Kapungu, teacher of economics. Today, I would like to take you through the questions based on two topics, international trade and public finance. Please join me. Let's start with question number 3. As you see, question number 3A, Roman 1. Question says, state the theory of absolute advantage according to Adam Smith. According to Adam Smith. Adam Smith, in economics, we call him father of economics because he advanced many theories. So according to Adam Smith, absolute advantage, it states that a nation has absolute advantage if it can produce a commodity more efficient than the other country. That means it uses few resources to produce commodity than other country. Therefore, according to this theory, countries should specialize in production of commodity which has absolute advantage and import commodity which has absolute disadvantage. So Adam Smith, according to this theory, is insisting specialization. That means country should deal with the production of commodity which it has absolute advantage. That means if it uses few resources to make a production of that commodity and it brings more output than other country, you must produce. And if you have absolute disadvantage and you produce certain product and another country has absolute advantage, the country has to leave that production into another country. That is according to Adam Smith theory. And when we go to question number 3, Roman 2. Question number 3, Roman 2, state the theory of comparative advantage according to David Ricardo. State the theory of comparative advantage according to David Ricardo. According to David Ricardo theory of comparative advantage, states that even if nation is less efficient in production of both commodities, that means use more resources in its production of two items, and another nation is more efficient in the production of both commodities. That means it uses few resources to produce both commodities. Still, there is basis for mutual beneficial trade between the two nations. In this, each nation should specialize in the production and export of commodity, which is the opportunity cost of produce is lower, and imports the commodity which opportunity cost is higher for benefits purpose. So according to this comparative advantage, country should check opportunity cost of make production and of import. Should produce for item with low opportunity cost. The item with high opportunity cost, country should import to give another country advantage for produce another item. So let's go to part B of our question. Question says, Study the data given in the table below and answer questions which follow. We are given countries, Tanzania and Sudan. Commodities, tons per man hour. There is cotton and sisal. Tanzania produce 10 tons of cotton, 10 tons of sisal. Sudan produces 6 tons of cotton and 8 tons of sisal. Roman 1. From the above given table, which country has absolute advantage? Which country has absolute advantage? From A, we said absolute advantage happens when a country uses few resources to make more production of output. So according to this table, Tanzania is producing 10 tons of cotton, while Sudan is produce 6 tons of cotton. So Tanzania has absolute advantage in the production of cotton because it uses few resources to make more production of cotton. And when we come to sisal, Tanzania is also producing 10 tons of sisal, while Sudan is producing 8 tons of sisal. So still Tanzania has another absolute advantage in making production of sisal. So in short, Tanzania has absolute advantage in production of both items, cotton and sisal, because it uses few resources to make more production in both items, cotton and sisal. Roman 2, which country has got comparative advantage in the production of cotton? Which country has got comparative advantage in the production of cotton? When we see our table, is Tanzania. Tanzania has comparative advantage in the production of cotton because Tanzania has low opportunity cost in making production of cotton than Sudan. You can see here, Tanzania cotton 10, sisal 10, while Sudan is 6, 8. So when we find opportunity cost here, Tanzania is 10 for 10, we get 1. Here will be 10 for 10, we get 1. So there is 1 opportunity cost for Tanzania in making production, whether of cotton or sisal. While when we come to Sudan here, opportunity cost is 8 sisal over cotton, we get 1.33. While at this 68 we get 0.7 and something. So which country has comparative advantage in production of cotton? Is Tanzania, because Tanzania it is 1, while at Sudan is 1.33 and something. So the least or low opportunity cost is at Tanzania country. So Tanzania is the country which is comparative advantage in making production of cotton compared to Sudan. And when we come at Roman 3, with reasons, suggest how the countries should specialize to improve international trade. How the country should specialize to improve international trade. To improve international trade, according to comparative advantage, Tanzania is to specialize in the production of cotton, which is low comparative low opportunity cost, while Sudan should specialize in making production of sisal. Reasons why Tanzania should make specialization in making production of cotton and Sudan should make specialization in the production of sisal. The first reason is that both countries will economize allocation of resources because Tanzania should specialize, should take all its resources to make production of only cotton, while Sudan should take its resources to make production of only sisal. So all countries will economize their resources by making specialization. And another reason, both countries will gain from trade through exchange because Tanzania now, after producing cotton, is to transfer by selling cotton to Sudan, and Sudan, after making production of sisal, is to sell sisal products to Tanzania. So both countries, they will gain from trade through exchanging. And another reason, massive production will be experienced because the total production, total output will be increased because each country should specialize in make its best production performance of certain item. So total production will be increased. What we have discussed was international trade topic. So now we are going to see part of public finance. Question number 4. A, what is VAT? What is VAT? VAT, which is value added tax, is indirect tax which is levied or imposed from each stage of production up to consumption stage. It means from production, exchange, distribution, up to final user, this tax is being charged. VAT is indirect tax because it's always being charged on goods, sometimes even on services. So the burden or incidence of VAT is starting from producer or producing film up to final users. It goes like stage by stage from production to wholesaler to retailer up to final user. So the whole burden falls to final users. Let's see another question. Question 4b. Show how VAT is computed. Show how VAT is computed. VAT payable equal to output tax minus input tax, where output tax is tax on sales, while input tax is tax on purchases or production. So the difference between output tax and input tax is VAT to be collected at concerned stage. VAT payable. VAT payable, we said equal to output tax minus input tax. Output tax is tax on sales. Tax on sales, when you sell, this tax is being deducted from revenue, from sales. And this input tax, we say tax on purchases. When you purchase, or sometime maybe tax on production. When you produce something, government is taking VAT. So, example, if you were given a sales value was maybe 10,000 Tanzania shillings. Sales value of company X, of company X, and while purchases cost was, let's say, 6,000 Tanzania shillings, and the VAT rate is 20. Compute VAT to be collected from company X. Compute VAT to be collected from company X. Question like this. First, you have to find the output tax. Output tax, we check on sales. So we take a VAT rate times sales value. We get output tax. So VAT rate, let's say 20, according to this example, times sales value is 10,000 here. So we get output tax. So according to this, output tax will be 2,000 Tanzania shillings. This is the first. Second, you have to compute input tax. Input tax, we take VAT rate times cost of purchases, or cost of production cost. VAT rate, we get input tax. So VAT rate, if VAT rate is 20% times purchases. Purchases here is 6,000 Tanzania shilling. We can get input tax. So according to this, input tax will be 1,200. So here we have output tax, we have input tax. So VAT is difference. VAT payable is difference between output tax and the input tax by taking output tax minus input tax. So here VAT will be 2,000 minus 1,200. We get 800 Tanzania shillings. This is how VAT is computed. This will be paid by, will be collected and paid by company X to the government. And if company X sells to company Y, company Y has to find VAT payable like this. If company Y sells to company M will also find this. And at the end, the whole burden will go to final user. Because at each stage, this VAT is charged up to final user. Let's see another question. Question number 4, C. For C, says, what are taxable supplies under VAT purpose? What are taxable supplies under VAT purpose? Taxable supplies under VAT are items which have been registered by Commission of Tax and Income Tax Act to be taxed for VAT purpose. Note, VAT is being charged to only registered items for VAT purpose, and not all items are supposed to be taxed VAT rate. So VAT rate should be used to only those items which have been registered by Commission of Tax. So VAT is not charged to every item. Commissioner of Tax must notify the public that such and such items must be involved in computation of VAT. But the rest are non-taxable items. Okay, I think you have understood. Now we are going to see the part of tax and public finance. This tax, we should discuss a tax system. So question number 5 5A. Question number 5A, account for different methods on how public debt can be redeemed. Account for different methods on how public debt can be redeemed. What is public debt? Public debt is money government owing to lenders, maybe domestic or outside the country. Maybe funds taken as credit from different institutions or persons, etc. Redemption of public debts. Redemption of public debts means how the government gets funds to pay for its debts. So the following are methods used to redeem the public debts, or we can say used to pay the public debts. The first is the selling of government properties. Selling of government property or government assets. In this, government may decide to sell some properties in order to get funds for redemption, maybe buildings, etc. And another way of redeem is debt service. In this, government may take new soft loans with a very interest rate or low interest rate to pay for previous high interest rate. This helps to minimize amount of accumulated interest amount. Through this debt service, let's say debt service, if government is to pay a loan of 10,000, which is maybe 50 interest on loan, government is required to pay 50% of loan. And there is new soft loan. Soft loan, it means loan with low interest or with low interest or no interest. New soft loan of 10,000, but the rate of interest is 5 interest on loan. So to avoid to have big public debt, government decides to take this new loan of 10,000 to pay the old loan in order to avoid this big interest rate, because through this interest, government here is to pay 10,000 plus 50% of 10,000. So it means 10,000 plus 5,000. You get this amount. So here there is interest of 5,000. While the new loan, government has to pay 10,000 plus 5% of 10,000, which is 10,000 plus 5% is only 500. So government has to pay this amount. So by taking this new soft loan to pay the old loan, government here now is able to avoid 5,000 minus 500. The government is able to save 4,500. That's why we use debt service. We take new loan with low interest and we pay back old loan with high interest to avoid the interest rate. And another point is reparation. Reparation, the situation in which the government is refusing to pay for its debt. In this, government may decide not to pay the debts by force or by enemies. We don't have money, so we are not going to pay, even if the government loses its credibility. But reparation, it means to refuse to make payment of loans. And another point, negotiation for debts cancellation. In this way, government tries to reduce its debts by making negotiations with lenders about debts cancellation. And another point is sinking funding method. Sinking funding method, in this, government keeps funds somewhere, maybe at the bank, in which at its maturity time, government is receiving interest income, which will be used to clear the public debts. Okay, let's see question number 5, tax system. Study the following table and then answer the following questions. So in our question, we have table here. The table shows 3 columns. The first column, names, we have Kapungu G, Ramatita, and Gerard. Second column, we have income, which shows Kapungu G at 100,000 income, Ramatita 50,000 income, and Gerard 20,000 income. At column of tax amount paid, we have 3 columns. Column A, B, and C. At A, Kapungu G paid 10,000. At B, Kapungu G paid 25,000. At C, Kapungu G paid 200. While Ramatita at A column paid 500. At B, 10,000. At C, 5,000. Gerard at A paid 2,000, at B paid 3,000, and at C paid 4,000. The question needs to name the tax systems A, B, and C. Tax systems A, B, and C. So here, to know type of tax system, first you have to make some calculations. Tax systems. Tax systems. We have 3 tax systems. The first is proportional tax system. We have progressive tax system, and we have regressive tax system. So, to know which is proportional, which is progressive, which is regressive, proportional is happen when the tax rate is the same to all. Proportion when the tax rate is the same to all. So let's see our question. First, we have to find the tax rates. In order to know tax system, first we have to compute the tax rates. Let's start with tax amount paid at column A. At column A, there is Kapungu G. Tax rate, we have to take tax amount paid over income times 100%. So from Mr. Kapungu G, tax paid is seen at column A. At column A is 10,000, while his income was 100,000 times 100%. Here we get 10%. So Mr. Kapungu paid 10% of his income at A. Let's see Ramatita. Ramatita, tax paid by Ramatita is seen to be 5,000, while his income was 50,000. Times 100% here, we get also 10%. So Ramatita paid 10% of his income at column A. And Gerard, tax paid is 2,000. His income was 20,000 times 100%. Here we get also 10%. So we see here, Kapungu G tax rate is 10%, and Ramatita is 10%, and Gerard is 10%. So all of them are taxed the same. This is proportional. So proportional A, the tax system is proportional. Proportional tax system, because all of them are taxed the same. And graphically, we can draw the graph of proportional like this. We can put here tax rate, here level of income. The lowest income was 20,000. This is Gerard. 50, which is Ramatita, and there is 100,000 here for Kapungu G. Tax rate, there is 10% here. Gerard is charged 10%. Ramatita is charged 10%. Kapungu G is charged 10% tax rate. So both are taxed the same. This is a proportional tax system. And let's see column B. At column B, let's start with Mr. Kapungu G. Column B, tax rate. Tax rate, we take tax paid on income times percent, as we have seen at column A. At column B, Mr. Kapungu paid 25 tax. His income 100,000 times 100%. Here we get 25%, Mr. Kapungu. And Ramatita tax paid. When you see our question, pay 10,000 while his income was 50,000 times 100%. Here we get 20%. We get 20%. And Gerard paid 3,000 as tax. His income was 20,000 times 100%. Here we get 15,000, 15%. So At column B, we may see tax rate. Tax rates vary. Kapungu with high income, 100,000, is charged the higher rate, 25. When the income is decreasing, let's see Ramatita, 50,000, is charged the low tax rate compared to Kapungu, 20. And Gerard, with his income of 20,000, is charged 15%. So the tax rate we may see here is higher with high income, is low with low income. This is called progressive. Progressive tax system. Progressive tax system is tax system in which the higher income earners are imposed high tax rate, while the low income earners are charged the low tax rate, as we have seen in our calculations. So graphically, this progressive tax system graphically will be seen like this. Will be seen like this. Here we have tax rates. Here income. We have 20,000 for Gerard, 50 for Amatita, and 100,000 for Kapungu. Tax rating, we have different tax rates. The low is, the high is, and we have 20 tax rate. So Gerard with 20,000 is charged 15 here. Gerard is charged this tax rate, and Ramatita with 50,000 is charged 20 tax rate here. Is charged 20 tax rate, while Mr. Kapungu G with 100,000 here is charged 25% of tax. 25% of tax. So the progressive tax system is like this. The tax rate is high when the income is increasing, and the tax rate will be low when the income is decreasing. Okay, let's see at column C. Let's start with Mr. Kapungu. Kapungu G. Kapungu G, tax rate, we take tax paid over income times 100, like you have seen at column A and B. So Mr. Kapungu, at column C, paid 200, while his income is 100,000 times 100%. Here we get 0.2%. Mr. Kapungu is charged 0.2%. And Mr. Ramatita, tax paid by Ramatita is 5,000. His income was 50,000 times 100%. We get 10. We get 10%. While Mr. Gerard is tax paid by Mr. Gerard is 4,000. His income was 20,000 times 100%. Here we get 20,000. So we see at column C, Mr. Kapungu with the higher income than the rest is pay the low rate of tax, while Ramatita is also pay low compared to Gerard, who has very low income. So when the income is decreasing, tax rate is seen to increase. And when the income increasing, tax rate is seen to decrease. So this type of system we call regressive tax system. Regressive. It imposes high tax rate to low income earners and low tax rate to high income earners. So this is regressive tax system. And if you want to present it in graph, tax rate and income, the rate 0 point something, you can assume here 0 point something, 10% and 20%. This is just the assumption. We have not used the measurement. So I want to see the picture. Here we have 20,000 of Mr. Gerard. We have 50 of Mr. Rama Tita. We have 100,000 Mr. Kapungu. Mr. Kapungu G. Gerard this is in form of percentage. Gerard with low income is taxed 20%. Kapungu with high income is tax rate is very low. And Ramatita is tax rate is 10. So our graph is like this. So you are charged the high tax rate if your income is low, and you are charged low interest rate if your income is high. This is regressive. So let's see another question. For this question, A is proportional tax system according to our solution. B is progressive tax system. And C is regressive tax system. So let's see another question. Roman 2. Which of above system is or are fair? Which of above systems is or are fair? Proportional is the tax rate is charged equally to all. So no one is getting much burden in this proportion because all are taxed the same. So proportional is fair. And the progressive, the tax rate is increased with increase the amount of income. So it's also fair to tax the rich class high rate and the lower class low rate. So progressive and the proportional, both are fair. So A and B are fair. But regressive is not fair because low income earners are taxed higher than high income earners. Roman 3, which of the above tax systems is increased income gap or inequality? Which of the above tax systems is increased income gap or inequality? The tax system which increase the income gap is C, which is regressive because the lower income earners are taxed more, high tax rate, while the rich class are taxed low tax rate. So the gap is still increasing. The lower income earners have to pay more because they are taxed high tax rate, while the rich class are charged very low tax rate. So C is increasing the income gap. Let's see another question. Roman 4. Roman 4 says, why regressive tax system is being applied? Why regressive? It means why we tax more tax rate low income earners. Why? Why not high income earners? The reason, because low income earners are the main users of public utilities than rich class. We may see low income earners at government schools, at government hospitals, but the rich class, most of them, they not use that government facilities. So it's fair to tax them high tax rate. And another, high income earners are big investors in the country. So they help economic development because they provide employment to people. They contribute much income, tax income to the government through their profit, through cooperative profit tax, etc. That's how you can answer this kind of questions. We have come to an end of our lesson. I think you have enjoyed and understood very well the lesson. Until next time, bye.